Thank you for clicking. For my subscribers and those who have been following my stories, you'll notice that this is not one of them. This is a very special video I made for a very special holiday, and it involves one of my favorite characters. So please enjoy, and keep in mind, I am no voice actor, but I'm going to try to do these voices as much justice as possible. So sit back and enjoy Batman, Mother's Night. Gotham City, night. Approaching, heavy breathing emanating from a dark alleyway. Footsteps follow the breathing as both quicken. A woman's scream echoes through the streets. This woman is revealed to be Harley Quinn, being cornered by two goons. The only good light source is hanging from one of the surrounding buildings, but it's not a stable source. It flashes on and off in few-second intervals. As the goons approach her, we can see she is visibly quite pregnant.
Oh, come on, you guys. This ain't funny. I'm a pretty good judge of what's funny, you know. Can't we just talk about this?
One of the goons pulls open the top of his shirt, showing great scarring all across his throat.
Oh, sorry. That looks like it smarts. Need an ice pack?
Her laughter is to try to cover her nervousness, but poorly. The goon with the scar pulls out a revolver and points it at Harley.
Oh no. Why don't you jerks just leave me alone? Help! Help! Pregnant woman in distress!
But her pleas into the Gotham night are only returned by silence. Suddenly, the light flashes out, and the three of them are shrouded in darkness. As Harley screams, the gun fires 4 times. Each spark shows a glimpse of the Batman wrestling the gun away and taking out the goons. Come with me, Quinn.
Well, it's either go with you or wait for Mr. Wrong and Silent over there to wake up.
The two of them begin to hastily walk away through the alleyway. After a short time walking, when she feels they are in the clear, Harley begins to speak.
Oh, I wish we didn't have to walk. This baby's done terrible things to my poor little feet.
Unfortunately, swinging around the city with a pregnant woman probably wouldn't be great for the baby.
Fair enough. Hey, Bat, I got a question for you. Actually, 2 questions.
Batman doesn't acknowledge her, and they keep walking.
Okay, first, how'd you know where I was?
Batman doesn't look at her, but answers her question. This is Gotham. I can find anyone, anytime I want.
Okay. Now for question 2. Why are you helping me?
This one causes Batman to stop. He turns and looks at her. Just because you and the father may not be the best people, that doesn't mean the child needs to suffer for your sins. They begin to walk again.
How do you know who the father is? Is it because this is Gotham?
Everyone knows who the father is, and that's a big part of your problem right now. The whole of the Gotham underworld fears the child of the Joker and Harley Quinn. Batman turns to Harley. They also fear a Joker with a child in this world, but I don't think they've really thought through the consequences of murdering the child and its mother. God only knows how he would react to that. I'd rather not see it in action. They keep moving.
Well, thanks for your help, Bats. But where are we going anyway?
A safe place.
Wouldn't it be faster if we took your big black vroom vroom?
Faster, yes. But we need to stay in the shadows, and the Batmobile tends to draw a lot of attention. They turn a corner and stop abruptly. They are face to face with a handful of Two-Face's thugs. Wait here. Batman approaches the thugs, and Batmans them all to the ground. He turns around and sees Two-Face, holding Harley with a gun to her head.
Do you know what will happen if the Joker has a child running around the streets of Gotham? I do. There will be chaos, and nothing but chaos. No more fair, no more even odds, no more 50-50 chances.
Speaking of 50-50 chances, aren't you going to give it a coin flip?
This is far too important to be left to chance.
Nothing's too important to be given a chance. Ain't that your whole shtick?
She's right, Harvey. If you don't flip for it, it will eat at you for the rest of your life. You know the need tearing through your insides as we speak. Two-Face mumbles to himself for a second, before reaching into his pocket and pulling out a coin. He flips it into the air, and as he and Harley watch it, a batarang sends it flying into the darkness of the alley. Harvey looks up toward Batman, who already has his arm. Batman removes the gun from his hand, removes Harley from his grasp and punches him, flips him to the ground and knocks him out. Batman puts a finger to his ear through the cowl. Gordon, I have left a tracker on Two-Face for you to come pick up.
Will do, Batman.
Let's go, Harley. They continue through the alleyway of Gotham.
Look, Bats, I know you're not doing this for me specifically, but I appreciate your help tonight.
Batman doesn't say anything, but acknowledges her with a silent nod. Before either can say anything further, a familiar voice comes from the darkness in front of them.
Stop right there, Batman, and give the clown girl to me.
I don't think that's such a good idea.
Me neither. Oh, and the name's Harley Quinn. Thank you very much.
We don't need to fight here today, Batman. You can go on about your night, nabbing up a few pickpockets and sitting on a rooftop somewhere in the moonlight.
Not gonna happen, Bane.
Yeah, it's not gonna happen, big guy. Hey, you can take this overgrown jerk, right?
Batman sighs to himself.
That's not exactly reinforcing my confidence in you, Bats.
Batman approaches Bane in a slow, methodical way, as Bane just stands at the ready, waiting for him. Batman's hand reaches for his belt, and Bane jumps toward him. Just before they make contact with one another, a loud bang rings out through the alleyway. Bane is being held to the ground by multiple nets, to Batman and Harley Quinn's confusion.
Now, how the hell did you pull that one off, Bats?
A voice calls out from the darkness above them. He didn't. Multiple people rappel down the sides of the buildings in all black. Most of them are wearing face-covering masks except one. Batman spots the face of Talia al Ghul. Talia, what are you doing here? Making sure the child is born.
Thank you, lady. But why do you care about my baby?
Talia ignores Harley and gets in real close to Batman, whispering in his ear. It's nice to see you, Bruce. It's been a while. She backs away. So why are you helping us? What does any of this have to do with the League of Shadows? Well, Batman, Father believes the child of the clown girl over there will be the fall of Gotham. So for one night, we seem to want the same thing, but for different reasons.
It's Harley Quinn.
Her shout goes ignored by everyone.
I've had enough of this clown girl BS. How hard is the name Harley Quinn?
What are you going to do with Bane? We're just going to talk. I'm too busy tonight to care. Do with him what you will. It was good seeing you. Talia waves as Batman and Harley continue their journey through the alleyways of Gotham. We'll be around if you need us tonight, and until the child is born. Harley looks back, smiles, and waves as Batman keeps his attention forward. Footsteps approach, and Batman grabs Harley, pulling her into a nearby building. They walk around the near pitch dark for a moment before Batman pulls out a light. They see that it is an old theater. The Joker appears and approaches them from the dark.
Puddin'!
Harley shouts and begins to walk toward him. Batman grabs her arm and stops her.
What are you doing, Bats? Can't you see it's Mr. J?
She struggles a moment longer before Batman speaks. No, it's not. I just saw Joker sitting in a cell in Arkham a few hours ago. Harley looks closer at the Joker and then back at Batman.
Are you sure?
Batman throws a batarang up at a sprinkler in the ceiling. It explodes and causes water to pour down on the Joker. As the Joker shields himself from the water, Batman throws another batarang into his eye.
Puddin'!
In Harley's fear and shock, her water breaks and joins the water from the sprinklers pooling on the floor. But it's quickly visible that the batarang stuck in his eye as if it were some sort of clay.
The laughs change from the Joker's own to something a bit more deep and rough.
The child must not be born. Gotham will not survive it.
You are wrong. The child is innocent and will choose its own destiny.
No, I will be the one to choose its destiny.
Not tonight. The batarang beeps 3 times before exploding, sending pieces of Clayface all around the theater. We should go now.
Yeah, Bats. Let's get out of here.
As they exit the theater, the bits of Clayface begin to pull themselves back together. After moving hastily for a moment, Harley speaks up.
Hey, Bats. I think I know where we are. Come this way.
Harley, your water's broken, so we need to get you to a medical facility quickly.
Don't worry. She can help.
She? In a building covered wall to wall in overgrown plants. Are you and Ivy still on good terms?
I'd say we've been better, but I think she'll help.
A vine snags Batman by the ankle and lifts him upside down into the air. I'm not here to fight, Ivy.
It's true. I brought him here.
Ivy approaches them from behind some leaves. You brought Batman to my home? What is wrong with you, Harley?
We were nearby and had nowhere else to go. Besides, he's not the enemy tonight. He's been helping protect my baby.
You should be about due now. Am I right?
You couldn't be more right.
Her water broke just a few minutes ago. I still cannot believe you're in this mess. How could you go back to him after all he's done?
I don't know. I just couldn't help it. I miss you.
Don't you dare. This was your doing. You drove us apart and went back to him.
I know. I'm sorry.
It's not all her fault, Ivy. She's drawn to him the way you are to plants. He's a part of her sickness. I didn't ask for your input. Are you going to let me down? Or am I going to have to cut myself loose? Ivy waves her hand toward the vine and releases Batman, who flips down and lands on his feet. So, why come here?
I missed you.
Also, your holistic medicine skills could be handy for helping Harley out right now. She's having a baby. She hasn't been cut open by a flying metal bat knife thing.
It's okay, Bats. We can go. I just wanted to come here and feel safe for a little while. Let's go to your secret place now.
Look, Harley, Ivy's interrupted by gunfire as bullets begin to rain into her home, killing her plants. Harley, stay down. Batman quickly but gently places her to the floor, and plants begin to grow over her to shield her. Batman and Ivy fight the gunman. Looks like Falcone's men. I don't care who they are. She continues to use her plants to attack the men. More and more men show up and try to kill Batman, Ivy, and Harley. Suddenly, Batman is picked up by a vine and held in the air again, barely avoiding gunfire. Ivy, what are you doing? That's not me doing it. She looks upon the vine holding him up. That's not even a plant. Batman cuts himself loose with one quick swipe of a batarang. As he lands, he notices the vine turn to mud and begin to return to the plant. Not now. The plant begins to lose its form and Clayface is revealed. As Batman avoids gunfire, he must also avoid Clayface. After a minute or so, he calls out to Ivy, who is still fighting the Falcone gunman. Ivy, give Falcone's men a new target. Ivy understands and uses her plants to grab the arms of the gunman. She points the guns at Clayface and fires them. Clayface screams out in anger before turning his attention to Falcone's men. As Falcone's men and Clayface begin to fight, Batman, Ivy, and Harley escape through a sewer vent.
Ew.
Calm down, Harley. We need to be on alert.
Why? We're in a sewer.
That's exactly why. You don't mean he is down here right now? Yes.
And this is his section of the sewer?
Yes.
Who are you guys talking about?
A beastly cry and some splashing are heard in the distance.
Him!
Killer Croc emerges from the water, a distance down the sewer corridor. Screaming out, he dashes toward them. Ivy, protect Harley. I'll handle Croc. Like I was planning on fighting that thing. Batman runs towards Killer Croc. He avoids Croc's slashes and hits him with some small explosive weapons. After jumping around, dodging Croc's strike, and countering when possible, for a while, he's finally caught by the massive monster. Croc grabs Batman by the neck and chest with his left hand and raises him to the wall.
You gotta help him, Ivy.
Help the bat?
Ha! We could finally be rid of that pain in the ass for good. I don't disagree with your logic, but what's gonna happen to us when Croc is done with him?
Oh, damn it, Harley. Ivy makes her way to Croc quickly, but quietly. Just before she reaches him, she reaches her hand into a pocket on her costume. As she pulls her hand out, she accidentally makes too much noise and gets Croc's attention. Shit! Croc lunges his free hand for her and misses. This causes him to loosen his grip on Batman just enough for the Dark Knight to grab his grappling gun. As Croc goes for Ivy once more, Batman raises the grappling gun up and shoots it into Croc's shoulder. Croc cries out in pain as Batman hits a switch on the grappling gun, and it causes it to be magnetically attached to a metal pipe above them. While Croc is pulled toward the pipe, Batman pulls out another grappler, loosens it, wraps it around Killer Croc's neck before sending the metal end to magnetically stick to the grappling gun as well. That won't hold him for long. We have to get out of here.
I'm not gonna argue with that. That's a first.
Shut up, Harley. They follow Batman down the corridor for a little while, before Ivy collapses. Harley kneels down next to her and notices that she's bleeding a lot.
Ivy, what happened?
Looks like Killer Croc got her in the struggle. Here, let me grab her. Don't you touch me. Ivy, you need help. Not from you, I don't.
Ivy, shut up and let him help you. Either that, or we can leave you here, and you can wait and see how helpful Croc is.
Fine. She raises her hand for Batman to lift her up and help her out. They travel through the sewer corridors for a few minutes more, with Ivy over Batman's shoulder. He keeps checking his wrist, which seems to house a small GPS device, leading them somewhere.
Where are you taking us?
Somewhere safe. Safe, and with people who can help you both.
Good, because I don't know how much longer this little one is going to stay put. This is really starting to hurt.
We're almost there. Hold on just a little longer. He was right. Only a few more feet and they reach the opening in the sewer to the world above them. Batman gently lowers Ivy to the ground and jumps up to grab a retractable ladder. He carries up Harley first and hands her to some nurses, and then brings up Ivy and does the same. Harley's about to give birth, and Ivy had a pretty bad run-in with Killer Croc.
Don't worry, Batman. We'll take good care of them. You have nothing to worry about.
After Batman leaves, the nurse walks through the corridor. An open door to her left sees Ivy being sedated and handcuffed to her bed before they start addressing her wounds. Then she rounds her way into a room containing Harley Quinn, screaming as she gives birth. After an hour or so of hard labor, the child is born, wrapped up, and carried away.
Hey, where you going with my baby? Can't I see him before you go?
As she asks, multiple nurses hold her down and handcuff her to the bed she lies on.
Hey, what are you doing? Where are you taking my baby? Let me go!
She struggles and screams, but the restraints are too strong. She continues to scream out, even after all the nurses leave the room and close the door behind them. Later that same night, in the Batcave, Batman sits alone in the dark. The only light around him is coming from the computer screen in front of him. He slowly removes his cowl before sitting at his computer, looking over some files. He places his elbows on the desk in front of him and places his face in his hands. In the distance, a young Robin enters the cave to be greeted by Alfred, who is manning the door. "Hey Alfred, what's going on?"
"Nothing, young Master Dick. Master Bruce has just had quite a rough night."
Robin looks Batman up and down from a distance. "He doesn't look any more banged up than normal. What happened?" Alfred breathes in heavily for a moment.
"Well, you see, some nights take more of an emotional toll than they do a physical one, young Master Dick."
Dark hospital room from earlier. Harley is still in her hospital bed, laying in the fetal position with one hand cuffed to either side of her bed and blood-stained sheets all around her. Harley cries alone. Thank you for watching and listening to this very special entry of mine. If you like this work, please share it with any Batman fans in your life or anybody who just loves their mother, as this is a Mother's Day video. For anybody else, if you're interested in my work, please check out my other videos. Right now, I'm uploading a book I wrote a long time ago called Jeremy. If you like my style, take a look at those videos, see what you think, and share with anybody else who might find it interesting. Other than that, hug your mother, tell her you love her, enjoy your Mother's Day. I love you, Mom.